What's going on, my Mugiwaras? I'm finally back on top of One Piece. I caught up yet again, and it seems like I caught up at the perfect time because some shit is about to go down. Now, there are a few things that I really wish I could have talked to you guys about when it happened, because you guys know I haven't reviewed One Piece in a while. I kind of fell off for whatever reason. Not because I thought it was bad, because some personal things in my life where I wasn't able to keep up with a select few manga. But that Sanji versus Luffy fight, when Luffy yelled at Sanji like, no matter how hard you kick me, dude, I wasn't the one that was hurting. And then seeing Sanji covering his face, or trying to cover up his face, hiding his tears, it was so fucking emotional. I love that chapter, and it sucks I couldn't review it right when it came out. But anyway, this chapter right here, they have approximately 5 seconds to do what they need to do to disable Big Mom and to fuck up this tea party. Now, this truly is a tea party from hell, because even Capone was like, we can buy about 3 seconds, but even 3 seconds is kind of pushing it, and it'll be a miracle if we survive. So just the fact that Big Mom and her crew can easily end their lives in a few blinks of an eye is outstanding. We've actually seen how badass she is over the past few chapters, and I don't know how this is going to work out. Like, it seems like a simple plan. Rip up this picture, she's going to get on her knees and start screaming and shit, and then bam, shoot that rocket launched missile gas into her big ass mouth, or maybe just hit her body or whatever. I don't know how that's going to work out, because it seems like a simple plan, you know, rip up a picture, then bam, shoot her with a rocket launcher. But we know things aren't going to go that easy, and with Luffy's potentially funny entrance, that may throw everything off. Knowing him, who knows what's really going to happen, but that is the plan right now, and they only have 5 seconds to do. So already their signal to initiate this plan is going to be a gunshot, so everything has to be like pinpoint perfect after a gunshot. 5 seconds after a gunshot, everything has to be done. Like, it has to be executed flawlessly. Now, I don't think it's going to, I know it's not going to work out that way, because it wouldn't be that interesting. You know, something's going to go wrong, then Luffy's going to have to do some badass shit, or maybe somebody else. There's going to be a fight. It's not just going to be like they're going to rip up the picture, she's going to start crying, and then they take her out right then and there. No, we're going to get some Big Mom action some way or another. And speaking of that picture, who is Mother Caramel? I think the daughter said that even the family members don't know who the hell Mother Caramel is, or they don't know much about her, but it's so important that Big Mom has to put her picture up there every time she has like a get together. And the one time the picture failed, she fucking lost it, screamed to the point where her body became weak and caused people to get knocked out. So is Mother Caramel, I believe that was the name, I only read this chapter once, was Mother Caramel Big Mom's mom, maybe? And I was so far behind on my One Piece reviews that I did not get to talk to you guys about that pudding betrayal. Like, I literally thought she was a good girl, and just to find out that she is pretty much playing a double agent on Sanji and talking about how she can't wait to kill him, especially at the end of this episode or chapter. She was like, it's going to be such a drag having this red and this blood on my damn dress. I'm like, come on. I missed the old pudding when she was all innocent and whatnot, although we know it was a ruse. It's just kind of now fucked up to see, like, this is the same pudding that we were introduced to that seemed like she really wanted to help the Straw Hat. For you guys, it may have been a while ago, but to me the shock factor is kind of still there, because I like marathon through these chapters. Like, I read everything at once, so it's still kind of fresh on me. But damn, pudding. But after seeing the past few chapters and hearing all that Capone has done and his backstory or whatever, Capone is a beast. He's a fucking boss, like, literally. And the fact that he can get so close to Big Mom speaks on itself. But for some reason, you know, the worst generation, or whatever the hell you want to call it, he was my least favorite. I don't know if it was his design. He just looked kind of clunky and weirdly egg-shaped. Like his design was my least favorite. But after these past few chapters, just seeing how organized he is and how he pretty much has his own damn mafia, I'm like, this dude is pretty badass. I'm real big on like John Wick and mafia movies like Scarface and stuff like that. So Capone, like, his name is already Capone, so I should have figured he was going to be a badass. But just seeing what kind of influence and the kind of power he has, and just his ability to figure out how to take out Big Mom in about 5 seconds is amazing. Like, he is, like, I really hope Luffy doesn't have to fight him. I'm pretty sure he will eventually, but Capone seems to be like really reserved and calm and level-headed about a lot of stuff. Like, we saw that he likes to like sit back and enjoy and watch chaos from the last chapter we heard about him. But I mean, this guy is someone you do not want to cross. He's the kind of guy that can pretend to be your friend, you know, kick back with you, laugh or whatever, and then organize a hit on you as he's sitting there laughing with you, and then when you leave the building wherever y'all hanging out at, you're dead. Like, he's that smooth kind of cat. And his baby, I don't know how to feel about his child. His child already has like a afternoon shadow on his face, so his beard is going to be off the chain when he gets older, and he's smoking a cigar. That's not exactly the kind of child I would want, but we know that child's going to grow up to be badass. That child's going to be born into the mafia, but it's kind of scary to look at right now. And can you imagine Capone and his girl doing, like, both of them already look kind of big and clunky anyway, so the fact that they had to make that child, I mean, I don't even want to think about that. And I understand why the Straw Hats and, of course, Sanji is doing this, but am I the only one that would let Sanji's dad and his brothers die? Like, I don't give a shit about any of them. Like that chapter when he beat up that cook just because Sanji saved her face from that plate that he threw at her. That really pissed me off. Like, I can't stand a dude that hits a female already, and it's the fact that he beat her face in like that. I'm like, come on. Like, I wouldn't care if all of the siblings died, besides the sister. The sister's kind of cool, but all the brothers and Sanji's father, I wouldn't give a damn if they got shot the hell up, if they became Swiss cheese. Especially the dad, man. I mean, doing all this to your children just for the sake of having these ultimate soldiers, and we know what happened with Sanji's mom or whatever, and how he didn't give a damn about her wishes. He's like, no, our children, well, my children are going to be these badass soldiers, so I can just be the big dick. And just doing that to your own kids, man, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Taking away their emotions just so they can be unstoppable killing machines. I don't respect anyone like that. So all the brothers and the dad can die for all I care. Even though Caesar was praising that lethality of that poison rocket launcher, I don't think it's going to kill Big Mom. If they actually do land a hit on her and it affects her, I don't think it's going to kill her. I think it'll knock her out, you know, maybe make her sick so the Straw Hat can get the hell out of there. But that's literally their plan, to do it in 5 seconds. Tear up a picture, shoot her with some poison, and jump in the mirror and escape. That's pretty much it. So tell me what you guys think is going to happen. What's going on with Luffy's funny entrance? How funny do you think it's actually going to be? Do you think it's going to be too over the top and it's actually going to fuck up the plans? Do you think the plans are going to go off without a hitch? I don't think it's going to go as perfect as Capone is explaining it. I think everything on his end is going to be perfect because, you know, mafia dudes are almost always, you know, very meticulous and concentrated when they have to make hits. So I think it's going to be okay on his end, but knowing how goofy and over the top Luffy is, he's going to blow it in some way, and then that's going to ultimately bring on a fight against Big Mom or maybe even the other commanders or whatever. But tell me what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen in this actual tea party, man? I am so excited. I'm glad to be caught up with One Piece and Fairy Tail again. This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.